Excuse me, this is the wife calling.
All right.
We are live, Brother Steve.
Yes, sir. I want to call to order. What's the days? October 25th, Public Works Committee meeting. We do a roll call. Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Trustee Steve is here. Next we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Y'all can go and you can start the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, everybody bow their heads. Trustee House, can you lead us in prayer?
Sure, okay. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for taking the time to oversee us and to get us to this meeting healthy and successful. We ask that you touch our minds, hearts, spirits, that we do the will of the people of the village of Dolton. And we ask that you oversee everybody within the community and within our reach, or within the reach of this broadcast, that they be healthy, happy, and continue to live in purpose. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Thank you, sir. All right, first agenda item. We're gonna get right to new business. You got the number 3 was the superintendent report, old business, and we're gonna get straight into new business. The new first item of discussion, and I want to make a statement that reason why I did this, we can do these committee meetings so we don't have to have these super long committee of the whole or board meetings. We can discuss some of this stuff here and then get it to the next voting meeting. So the first agenda item is discussion of possible action regarding resolution 21- related to replacing Dolton Public Works sewer suction truck. So Superintendent, can you explain to us, the board and the residents, what the suction truck is and the need to replace it?
So good evening, everyone. The sewer suction truck, or it's also called a back truck. The truck is used to clean our sewers, and is also used to assist us during water breaks throughout the year. Very important piece of equipment. Without that piece of equipment up every day, we run the risk of having an emergency to where we have to rent. It can be costly. The current truck that we have, it's been through a lot. It has a lot of hours and a lot of miles on it. We're spending about $60,000, $70,000 a year in maintenance. No more warranties on that piece of equipment. And I believe it's time to replace it as a financial aspect and also as to help improve the services that we are providing in the village of Dolton.
Okay. Question I have is this, I know on my block when it rains real hard, the water will sit right on the street. Now this is the machine that comes in and sucks the stuff out the drain so some of that water can go down?
Correct. This machine also, not only does it suck, it also jets. I'm sorry, I have a call coming through. It also jets the sewers. A lot of these sewers are full of sand because Dolton sits on sand, and these sewers have to be blown out and keep the deposits from building up, and so keeps the sewers collapsing from being filled.
And the one that we have now, how old is that one?
Probably 10, 11 years old now.
10, 11 years old?
Which truck that's used every day. Those hours and those miles are.
Any other trustees have any other questions for Stacey Corral about this the sewer suction truck?
No, that was pretty detailed for me.
I got a couple of questions on it. And I think for all of the items, if we could just maybe indicate the cost of it, if it was this put in the budget? I think those would kind of be the two areas, or how we intend on paying for it.
That question directed to me?
Yes, please. Anybody that can answer, but I know you're the guru. So
I can answer it. So that being a sewer suction truck, it falls under our account, which has over $2 million in it and 100 million in cash right now.
100 million?
I'm sorry. There's 2 million in it. There's 1 million in cash right now. I apologize.
100 million.
We almost was rich.
You said 100 million?
The funds are there for this truck. Now they did attach agreements, but as I've spoken with Chris, as a financial side of it, it doesn't really make sense to try to lease it if the cash is there and you can only spend it towards things like that. So this falls right into the category.
okay. Now, when we did the sewer budget, was it originally put in there, or was this something that was not included in there?
It was not included because when I took office, it was not in my possession. It was shop when I got there, so I couldn't review it. We couldn't take it out. I couldn't inspect it. It didn't come back until last. When it did come back, it broke immediately.
Okay, thank you.
Any other trustees got any other questions?
Yeah, this is Trustee Holmes.
Yeah.
If this vehicle was to be purchased, what's the how long is the warranty on this truck?
I believe. Let me see if I have that on paper. I believe it's a 5-year warranty on this vehicle. Long as you make the maintenance, you follow the maintenance plan. I believe we can extend that agreement. It can be extended as long as we follow. I don't see it on here, but it was on one of them they sent.
Okay.
I can get that information. But what I do know, as long as we follow the vehicle that you purchase from a dealership, as long as you bring it in for its service and the oil change and everything, it can be extended at a later date. Because
Okay.
what's happening, we're spending $60,000-$70,000 a year to keep it up. When we can take that same money and purchase it, or however, it's the same exact monies.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I think it's well needed to be up to date with the equipment here because sewers are getting backed up. They need to be maintained and cleaned so they won't get a backup in the properties here or the homeowners, with these streets. And also purchase, some of them as homeowners need to try to maintain, sometimes we have blowing stuff, covering up our sewers, falling in. So sewers need to be thoroughly cleaned. Thank you so much.
And most importantly, this truck is used during the winter time, well, summer and winter month, all year round, but it helps us during the winter when we have our water main break. It also suck out dirt and spoils and other things that a person would have to physically go down for hold and remove. So it actually helped us reduce anyone getting hurt, reduce the chances of someone getting hurt, or reduce overtime. Person had to physically go down there and take time and shovel something out, pulled the truck up, sucked it out, and made it much faster.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Any other trustees? Any questions?
Yeah. Real quick question. What was the difference between the rental and the full purchase?
The lease and the full purchase?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
The lease is it's like 59,000 a year. One time if we do it like that, and the full purchase is just us paying cash for it without owing any, not having to find. The monies are there, and it's the only thing used for.
Repeat that. How much would it be a month? You say?
It'll be a one-time yearly payment of about $59,000 if we were to lease.
And what's the total of it? What's the total of it bounded outright? What's that total price?
Give me 1 second. Buying it all the way out with our trade-in, it'd be about $377,000. They're giving us $90,000 toward a trade, which I got them to go up. It was $80,000, and then also I got them to come. Was spoke with them. The amount was 80,000, 70 somewhere in there, 75,000. I got in case we want to lease it. So I have been negotiating for about
Okay. All right. Anything else before we move on?
Thanks, Corral.
I know we got a committee finance committee meeting. I would like to move this to the finance committee meeting, so the finance committee can get into the finances of it, and then if it makes it up to finance committee meeting, we can go to the next meeting Monday. Is that okay with Trustee Holmes?
That's a 10-4. Let's move forward.
Okay. All right. Next agenda item is item B, discussion and possible action regarding resolution 21 related to the purchase of 2 dump trucks for equipment with snow plows, lights, and salt spreaders. Now, this one, Stacy, this one where we budgeted for. We talked about it. We budgeted for it. So this is just even though we budgeted for it, we still got to go through the process of voting on it and purchasing it. Am I right?
Correct.
And how many do we have on over there now? Because I know 2 years ago, we bought two. When me and Andrew first got sworn in, we bought 2 trucks that time. But I think are these used or new?
These are refurbished trucks, but they're rebuilt. They have low mileage, which most of these trucks are rebuilt. It doesn't benefit us to buy them brand new.
I know.
The same wear and tear is going to occur. You're going to get the same amount of life out of them.
How are the other 2 that we bought right at the beginning when we first got? How are them 2 doing? Are they still in good shape?
Other 2 are still in decent condition. They needed some maintenance. Got in office. The new mechanics, along with the current, able to got them all fitted and the plow on, and they're just waiting for snow.
Okay. Any other trustees got any questions about this one? This item?
No.
Yeah, trustee.
Go
So
ahead.
we currently have 2 that's running and trying to get 2 more, correct?
No, we currently have 2 new ones on. He was referring to the all purchase. We have about 7 trucks as of right now. So we're trying to add 2 to the fleet.
So 7 that's getting ready for the winter.
Correct. But there's
Okay.
2, the 2 that he was referring to are currently put aside, waiting on drive for anything else.
Okay, yeah, because I'd like to see if we got trucks in there, make sure that we got them fully operating and ready to go for the winter and not delayed like it usually have been, and try to work these block by blocks and make sure the rest can get in and out if we got these trucks and they're fully running.
Correct. So actually there's 5. We have 5 dump trucks in our possession as of right now. We own, and 2 of those 5 are the 2 that you purchased. I said 7 earlier. That was a typo.
So once we get these 2, we'll be at 7 total.
We will have yeah. So we're trying to build the fleet up. That's kind of shallow. 7 is shallow. We have to be able to use trucks for various things, and sometimes they have to go out of. They need repairs. Other times they're used for various things, but we have to have trucks set aside just for. We don't want to mix all of the rotation. Get hit with a snowstorm and wonder something being wrong with the truck. We've been using it for day to day. They have to be able to be set aside for certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now another question is, for me, are we up in manpower? We're up to our union standards, right?
Correct.
How many people we have on staff now?
I believe it is 25.
25?
Yes, if you count everyone as a whole, that's everyone. That's the office staff and everything.
Wow. And then the union minimum requirement was 19, right?
Correct. You take the office staff out of it, that's at 19.
Okay. All right. So we have, Sam, say that when the winter hits, we'll have 2 new trucks and we'll have enough manpower to man them all, even when, people get called in overtime, and we won't have how can I say, we're short on manpower.
Correct. We'll be able to shuffle the deck now. So people will be able to run shifts, and some of the guys got to go home and because those same guys that plow the streets all night sometimes are the same guys that have to repair water main breaks and then show up in the morning at 7 a.m. and conduct their daily routine activities. So it could be a lot on the crew. So we appreciate the manpower.
Okay. Any other trustees, anything to say? Trustee Brittany, Trustee Norwood, Trustee House?
No, nope, that's he fine, that's fine.
Trustee House?
No comment.
We're gonna move on to letter C. Discussion of possible action regarding resolution 21 related to obtaining security cameras for public works. Could you, I have some questions for, but Stacy, could you go into, I know why, I'm of course, everybody knows why we need security cameras, but go into the need for it and then the price of it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give a disclosure because some of this information about these cameras can be confidential. So certain things I wouldn't say more about them, but there is 2 camera systems currently at Public Works. They are service stated water tower and our pump house. The issue that I'm having right now, that is 2 separate systems. Some of the cameras need to be changed out because of they're outdated, or they might be weather conditions of where they're located on the facility. I need for these cameras to be updated, system be cleaned and wiped and start fresh, new passwords and everything. We have to secure our water. It's very important in the event of an emergency, in the event of a crime that myself, whether it be personnel or a crime, whether the chief of police needs to review, it should be a fairly easy process. Right now, it's not as easy as it should be.
Okay. And what's the price of these cameras? What are you looking
So the price that I have is $90. If you all can look at the estimate that was given, and that was to update some of the cameras and add a few things to our system, because we have 2 systems, but I need them to talk to each other. Currently, they're not talking to each other, so I have to go into one system, mess around with it, go into another, mess around with that, and it's very time consuming and it's not efficient at all. So for the $9,300, it included the new lenses. It also included our channels being added and some channels being deleted, and they're also going to kick out outside interference. This is the age of technology. We are a municipality, but we are not short of being hacked. Just like anyone else, we can be hacked, and I believe the security to be stepped at the location.
Okay. Trustee House, you got any questions about this? Oh, for the record, Trustee Brown is in here now as well. Good evening, Trustee Brown.
Good evening. Sorry for the delay.
That's fine. Okay. Any question? Any trustee House? Anything dealing with the finance on that?
No, I would say from the finance, I mean, I think it's you say 9,300, am I right?
Yeah.
Correct. Now
Yeah.
we have $27,000 in an account for maintenance, sewer, and building grounds. So I was thinking that can be paid for out of building maintenance, out of the ground maintenance account.
Yeah, no, I think that's a nominal fee. That seems very reasonable. I don't have any thoughts on that.
For 3 locations, it's very affordable because they have to go to 3 different locations and do a lot of programming. I thought it was.
Trustee Holmes or Trustee Brown? Trustee Holmes?
Yeah, I have a question. Has there been any criminal activity around at the tower inside the public works facility?
We haven't had any criminal activity related to our water, related to our water tower or our pumping station. We have had small malicious activity around the public works facility, where I noticed someone might have been cutting on gates or illegal dumping behind or in front of the facility. None of that should be tolerated. The posted signs should be posted, and people should know that this property is on 24-hour surveillance and someone's always watching.
Okay, yeah, I'm in favor of with the up-to-date surveillance cameras, especially if they can we can enhance the footage there for any criminal activity, and also most important, protecting that water.
Not only the water, but the bulk of what this village owns, as far as vehicle equipment, is located. You want to protect everything that the village owns, that we're spending all these tax dollars.
So would these cameras catch everything coming in from the front all the way to the back?
Correct. They currently do now. That's currently how the system is set up. It's just there's issues within the system that need to be addressed.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Trustee Brown? Or Trustee
I have a
Lewis?
question. Are we updating or are we replacing?
We are updating. So certain cameras will be replaced. Certain, I'm not a camera guy, but he walked me through it. There's some components to the system that will be replaced and bring it up to speed, high resolution cameras, and maybe face recognition on the camera at the entrance.
Okay. Now, who is this that is actually will be doing the work there?
This gentleman is, his name is Fred. He services most of the South suburban communities. I got him as a referral from the city of Markham. He also serves the village of Dixmoor and I believe Homewood. So he does most of the South suburban municipalities camera system, and he's reliable. And he's able, in case of an emergency, to step us through what we need to do. So I chose someone who would answer the phone in the event of an emergency, and not any company who we might have to call and wait for a call back.
So we didn't RFP, we just chose the person, correct?
Yeah, I couldn't get anyone else to come out. So he was the only one that showed up, and thank God he was one of the better of the bunch.
Okay.
Did come highly recommended, not just anyone that I chose. So.
Okay. Now, just saying, we got to get back to the standards of what we were actually doing. It's not just you, but we haven't did an RFP and God knows when. So we just got to get back to, what we were doing before. So it's not you, but it's just everything we've done. It definitely has not been an RFP. So we need to get back to what we used to do. But thank you for that. I appreciate it.
All right. Any Trustee Norwood?
No, he answered, my question was where the money was coming from, but he answered that for us.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Thank
Moving on. Oh, so are we in agreement with moving this on, or Trustee Brown, or are you saying you want to put a pause on it until we get an RFP to get 3 quotes, or do you?
Well, he's saying there's no one else. Is there anyone we could possibly get out there, you think, or
I'm sure there's a company somewhere that might show up with time restraints and this matter being so serious. Too many people.
Do you think we can get them out this week or no? Or
I couldn't get them out in the last 3 weeks. So that's iffy. Again, you all will have to wait, but it puts us in a position.
Okay. I definitely would like to put it out for bid. Like I said, we need to get back to the basics of what we were doing in the beginning. And like I said, it's not just to say you, but we have gotten from that as a whole. So it's not just you, it's everything we've done. We have not used RFPs like we were supposed to be doing. But if you say we can't get anybody out, is there any other trustee that think we can get someone else out there this week or no?
I don't know nobody off the cuff that that I can get out there this week. I mean, and that's calls and stuff like that.
It's not as easy as it sounds, because no matter who comes out, they have to comb through the whole system, which takes a week by itself. So they have to come to Public Works and get into that system, figure out what's that system, and then go over to the other locations and put together a comprehensive plan of how they're going to tackle it, then give us an estimate. So it's a very long drawn out process.
The only reason why
it's not just like your house where you just plug this. No. Go ahead.
Well, the only reason why I say that, because it's just like all of a sudden now everything is so rush, and nobody's giving information until you hear about it, and it's a rush situation. So that's my only thing about it. Everything is given to us is like rush. Okay, hurry up! I need to get it done. When we knew that this was an issue before now, so that's my only hang up with everything. Everything is rushed on you. Get it done, but nobody knows about it until it's put in your face.
Well, as far as the cameras, I can speak to the cameras. It wasn't an issue until I needed to check the cameras for some things out. It's only 4 months for me, so I'm still combing as I find them. then I bring it to the light. Some of them are more urgent than others. I would have thought the camera system was up to par, but the last administration didn't have it set up that way. But now it's become an emergency for me because my job is to protect the village property.
I mean, I would like to put it out there for RFP, but that's me. That's me speaking. That's, you know, I have to see what everybody else says, but that's just me. Sorry.
I think,
I apologize for my background, everybody.
any other trustees have any input on this?
Yeah, I mean, if the process, if he has went through the process, nobody is answering up. I mean, trust his judgment. This individuals that he's talking about, I'm familiar with them too from me working in other villages. But they are a highly recommended person that I know. I wasn't aware that this was the individual that was chosen, but I am familiar with him. I think we should just move on and secure the public works over there and everything instead of prolonging. Let's just move forward.
Okay. My viewpoint on it is, I think I understand Trustee Brown's point of view as far as recently we've been getting hit with a few things that's like, oh, we got to do this last minute. You know, I think on big like this that sewage truck where I think we have, that's why I kicked that to the finance committee to really go into the money for that. That's $300-something thousand. Security cameras, I agree, moving forward, we have to start getting RFPs and doing things properly instead of last minute. But I'm looking at a $9,300 bill. I think it's, and then I understand it takes weeks, because you're right, coming to get a quote for a security system, you have to get all I've been with security guys, they have to get all the cameras, the networks. It takes a while to do that proposal for that. So I understand that. So I'm agree with moving forward right now. But moving forward,
I understand the due diligence of everything. Don't get me wrong. I understand where you all are coming from. But some of the things that, as I uncover things, it's just going to keep rolling. Some of these things, I can't wait for them because it's going to become a line at the door. You know what I'm saying? It never stops with the Public Works Department. So I try to be proactive and get as many things passed as possible. And that's why Mayor Henry had put it on the CAL, because we've been trying to expedite some of these things for security purposes. But it's not that I don't want diligence due to COVID. People aren't reaching out and showing up like they used to. So, but we have to continue to move forward to happen and then react.
all right. Any other trustees got any input? House or Norwood?
No, that's fine. I'm fine with moving forward if you all are.
Trustee House? All right. I don't know if he may have stepped away. So I said we'll go ahead and move forward, and I would say we'll put this on the CAL for the next, which is Monday. I forget the date of that, November 2nd or something like that. So I agree with moving that forward. The next item.
That's the first.
That's the first.
Yes, sir.
Next item on the agenda is D, discussion of possible action regarding resolution 21 related to the repairs to the Public Works parking lot. Question I have for this one, of course, is the cost, and that's where Trustee House. Who left? Andrew Holmes stopped out. Oh, Andrew, you still there? We lost Stacy Corral. And Torio, he sure be probably be logging back in, but he has the answer as far as this discussion, as far as the payment for this stuff and the cost for this. From my understanding, and from what I looked at, they were the administration were trying to use the ARPA money or the CARES Act money for this. We're getting conflicted. I know I can't say I'm getting conflicting messages on what we can and can't use that money on. Any other trustees have any input on the CARES Act monies, using that money to repave the parking lot?
From my understanding, it's for infrastructure. So
Yeah.
I'm getting that it cannot be used for the parking lot, but we need some clarification, paperwork from where the dollars are coming from. I'm sure they have what it can and cannot be used for, and every trustee needs a copy of that.
Yeah.
We're going back and forth on different things, or it can be used on this, or it can be used on that. Oh no, it can't be used on that. So where the dollars are coming from, I would like a copy of what it can be used and what it can't be used from where the dollars are coming from.
I agree. Because like you said, we've got emails and what we can and can't use it for.
Yes.
So,
I mean, but they're telling us that. I want to see the dollars, where they're coming from. I want to see that in writing from them in black and white.
yeah.
I mean, like I said, you're looking up, everything needs to be done. But again, we still cannot neglect our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
I know you want everything to look good, but still we cannot neglect our neighborhoods and our residents.
Any other trustees in there with Andrew? House or Norwood?
Do you know the cost of it?
That's where Stacy must have got kicked out.
Okay. Get out of there.
Now, I think, is this the one where they were?
Here you go, right
there
there.
was-
I'm back.
Hey, Trustee Steve, forgive me. I gotta sign off. I got another thing.
I'm sorry, I lost signal.
Okay. Stacy, correct. We're on item D. The question was the amount and where is this money? What's the amount of this public works parking lot getting repaid?
It's somewhere in the ballpark of $248,000. And that is because there's some sewer work that needs to be done in the yard. The sewers are collapsing. There are 3 bids for that. I don't know if you all have that in front of you, but it is expensive, but it's only because they have to dig it all the way out to the bedrock, repair the sewers, grade it, and then lay it back down. The only one that agreed to take all of the shreddings with them was 5 Star. The other 2 did not agree to that. So in my eyes, they automatically get passed to the side, because I need someone who's going to tear the stuff out and remove it and take it with them. We don't want to keep all that stuff in the yard, but it is a very big project. It is for the sewers in the yard. Our fire engines and other heavy equipment have been damaged coming in the yard. Residents and other employees run the risk of getting hurt walking through the yard. It's very treacherous. It does fall under the CARES Act, and it can be paid for out of the CARES Act, which is the 1.5, because it has to be related to sewer and water.
Okay. My suggestion for this is like with the item A. I'm okay with B and C moving to the next voting meeting. Item A and D, I would like this to move to the finance committee meeting, which is Wednesday, and we can kind of get into the money and what be spent and can be spent. That's what I would like to do with this. Any other question? Any other input from the other trustees?
Can you tell me what was A?
A was the sewage truck, which is $348,000.
I'm in agreement with you.
Yeah. So I understand. Before you got back on, Stacy, the trustees have been getting conflicting messages on what can and can't be used for the CARES Act money. So I'm sure by Wednesday we'll have it cleared up. And
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Chris is on here, but that's where I got my information from when I did my research. So everything that I brought to you all, there is monies for it that will not affect our budgets, or it will not affect our cash flow for this fiscal year. Even though it was not budgeted, there's accounts for all of this, and it falls under some type of category to where it can be paid for without it hurting our bank.
Okay. Anybody else?
Maybe we can get that information, like I said, from Chris. I'm sure with yesterday's rain and today's rain, I'm sure a lot of homes have flooded on that side where it normally floods at. So again, we have to be mindful of our residents again. I mean, you're talking about $358,000, $248,000. That's $606,000 right there.
Yeah.
Amongst other things. So, I mean, get that information from Chris. Like you said, we'll take it to finance and see what we can actually do. I'm sorry, everybody. Hold on one second. I apologize.
You gotta calm Julio down.
Don't get me wrong. I understand. It's a lot of money. It sounds like a lot of money, but this is what these monies are for. It's nothing that I'm asking or suggesting that that's not going to benefit this village. It's what this village needs. This village actually needs a lot more than that. This is just the beginning, but we have to right the ship and get everything up to par so that we can move forward as a community and continue to rebuild this community, this aging infrastructure. We can't service this community with what we have. Everything is time of the essence right now because there's a shortage on equipment, there's a shortage on labor, there's a back order on whatever you order. We might get this stuff going and might not see it until February or sometime in March, depending on how fast the board can move. So I really urge everyone to sit down and do their homework if that makes it any faster. Again, hopefully they'll tell you the same thing I told you because that's what they told me. I'm just relaying the message. But everything is very urgent to me because I'm the one who has to deal with these citizens on the street. I can't duck and dodge them. They're going to see me. They're going to ask. I have to be able to give them a legitimate answer. I don't like to lie to people. I don't like to tell people things that are not going to happen because, again, I cannot run from the public.
Okay. Any
I understand what you're saying, but again, this is $606,000 just for you. Every time we look up the CARES Act money, how far we think that CARES Act money is going to stretch, so when we get going to the finance committee meeting Wednesday, and see, how far these dollars are going to stretch. And then again, going to these neighborhoods and look at these folks' houses that are basements have flooded. So again, I understand the need for everybody, but we got to be able to spread the wealth around and be fair about how we're using the dollars. I understand what you're saying. There's been a back need for a lot of things a long time. And as far as the neighborhoods, there's been a need for a long time too. You hear people every day, my basement flooded. What are you guys going to do over here? So I get the need. It's a great need all the way around for everybody. But again, we got to be able to spread this evenly and do a little bit here and there and there and there. And then hopefully we can get some more funds available. But I understand what you're saying with that. But we'll see Wednesday as far as what else is actually going to be taken out this CARES Act money. And if we can get with Chris and get that paperwork, like I said, to see what this CARES Act money could actually be used for. And I definitely will send an email to Chris because I want to see from them what it could be used for and not just word of mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. You also, Ron from Robertson Engineering also can provide information on how the CARES Act money can be used also as relates to water and sewer if you need any additional information.
Okay.
You got an email from Ron, Stacy?
I do. It's in this phone. I can send it to you.
Okay, just send it to me. Just send it to me when we're done.
And I think what happens is it's still a delicate balance. It's a balance between, I understand, Stacey, you out there firsthand with the residents and they like, I need this. And then at the trustee side of it, we have to oversee the money. So we don't want to overspend it. We just got an email today about we got to be mindful of what we spend and stuff like this. Right. And we got to be careful of this. So we're getting that on the other end as far, we don't want to end up in the end of the year where we're not getting no tax revenue in, and we have to do some intergovernmental transfers or some balance transfer, accounts transfer. So it's just we just got to find the balance and make it work.
No, I understand. My job is to provide a service, and sometimes the prices aren't pretty. But I have to give it to you like that. There's no other way I can give it to you.
Okay. So
I'm good with it.
Norwood, anything else?
Just question, just to make sure I'm clear. So we're going to move the dump trucks and we're going to move the pavement to the finance.
No, we're moving the dump trucks. That's already been budgeted for, and we vote. That's in the budget. That's going to the next voting meeting. And the security cameras, we're moving the security cameras to the next committee meeting, next voting meeting. The sewage truck, which are the biggest price item, that's $368,000. You said.
Yeah, somewhere.
And then the parking lot, we're gonna move that to the finance committee meeting, so we can once Trustee House get into the finances, we can really dip into and we can get some straight answers from Chris. Get it on recorded. Where can this be cleared up on? Where can this be spent on? And let's get them questions answered in the public, just for transparency's sake and for our understanding. And then we'll go from there.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Trustee Holmes?
So I have a question. Can I be recognized, Trustee
Yes,
Steve?
sir, go ahead.
So will Chris be a part of these meetings going forward? I thought he was going to be a part of this to clear some of this up tonight.
Yeah, he's usually not on, I could be wrong, but he's usually not on the Public Works Committee meeting, but he will be on the Finance Committee meetings. He's dealing with the finances. And he's the one that sent us out the email about be mindful of our spending and stuff like that.
Correct.
Careful of our spending.
Oh.
Because we're not, there's certain things that we didn't get, certain revenue that's lower than it was last year, certain revenue that's higher than it was last year. So that's why, next time I can have him on here, and then but the Finance Committee meeting for sure, and we'll go from there. I think this board has been, we have been, I think, very logical when it comes to spending the money, as far as voting for things that's needed. So I don't want us to. We want to do what's right for the town, and put personal issues aside and do what's right for the town. So that's where we're at. So any other questions? Any other questions, Stacey? You good? Did that answer it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other trustees? Anything else to say?
Yeah. Let me ask this, Trustee Holmes. Let me ask a question.
Yes, sir.
Did Chris? Did he or did he not explain this once before? I have no problem with moving it, forward. But did he explain this once before?
Through email, he explained to me. It's been a back and forth through email. I explained that he did, then explained he didn't. So, like I said, I want to get him on the Finance Committee meeting. Is going to deal with the finance because we all got that email today. And if you read through the report, there's something in there telling us to be conservative in our spending right now. And he sent that out. I think Sunday, or I got it this morning.
Yeah.
But
the monies that the accounts that I'm referring to for these, again, you have to hear it from the horse's mouth, but it won't affect cash flow at all. This is just money that's idling that replenishes itself.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Trustee Holmes, you good?
I'm okay.
All right. So we moved to citizen address. There is one comment that says good evening, and the other comment was retracted. So can I get a motion to adjourn?
I motion.
Second.
All right. Make a roll call. I vote aye. Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
All right. Good evening. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for a smooth meeting.
A good evening, everyone.
And I'll be,
All right.
Stacey,
Have a
I'll
good
call
one.
you
Don't forget
tomorrow,
Stacey.
brother.
Okay.
Don't
I'll
forget
send-
Stacey.
All right.
Okay, Stacey, I'll call you also.
all right.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.